Gio.
BT and Sal.
Evan and Tiki.
Keith McPherson, your nighttime host on The Fan.
On the fan.
On the fan.
On the fan.
It's WFAN Daily, hosted by Pete Hoffman.
Welcome to another episode of WFAN Daily with your host, Pete Hoffman, and I'm live at MetLife still as the Giants just demolished the Philadelphia Eagles in an amazing way. I mean, that was some freaking game, but let's get to it. I mean, you talk about this is now 2 games in a row where the Giants have just completely taken control of the game early. 3 games in a row, the Giants have scored on their first freaking drive. Hasn't happened in, it feels like a decade, but Jackson Dart has led the way. And that's where we'll start with right here, right? A lot of people are like, oh, well, the Giants are still 2-4. The New York Giants may be 2-4 this year, but this version of the New York Giants is 2-1 and should be 3-0. This is the difference. All right. I don't know if you've noticed, but Jackson Dart, Cam Skattebo have changed the complexion of this team. Brian Daboll seems more confident. The defense seems more confident. The wide receivers, even with the Malik Neighbors not being here, the wide receivers have seemed more confident. All the way around, everybody is buying in, and it starts with Jackson Dart. Let's be serious here. You look at how he's just able to continue the play, whether he looks like it's in a bad situation, that he's going to get tackled, he's going to get sacked. It looks like he has complete control of the entire field, and he knows which way to juke. He knows how to avoid tackles until he puts himself into, harm's way, which is ridiculous. That's for sure. You don't want him getting hurt. But right now, Jackson Dart has done everything right. And let's take you through the beginning of this game. Again, takes you down, leads you to a touchdown. Cam Skattebo is just, first of all, let's rewind it. Saquon Barkley starts the game off. Phillies get the Eagles get the ball, and Saquon Barkley just runs a couple plays down the Giants' neck, and it's like, oh boy, it's gonna be a long day. This is gonna be a blowout. And instead of being a blowout, the Eagles can only put up 3 points because the defense makes stops. And this is gonna be another key. All game long, the defense made stops and turned the ball over and got to the quarterback. I mean, they were very impressive. You saw early on Wan'Dale Robinson making some amazing plays. And again, the connection is building with Wan'Dale. Skattebo, like I said, just puts his head down and runs and is able to just keep on driving the ball and making sure first down after first down and just being able to be in a good prime situation to get into the end zone. He did it 3 times today, 98 yards, 3 touchdowns, just shy of 100 yards on the ground. Jackson Dart, 58 yards himself, too, with a touchdown on the ground, then threw a touchdown as well. The Giants' offense has completely changed, so much so that Jalen Hyatt was effective today. And think about that. Jalen Hyatt, somebody who last week had 3 targets and couldn't catch anything, this week didn't put up a ton of yards, but had huge catches in a huge spot. And they kept on going back to that well. Adoree Jackson was on him, and he found a 5-yard pass. Jackson Dart found a 5-yard pass to Jalen Hyatt. It worked once. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. And not for nothing, but he seemed more confident, Hyatt, after that. Now, there was a touchdown that he almost caught in the end zone late in the game. But so be it. The fact that the defender was all over him, wrapped over him, and he couldn't get to the ball, and Jackson Dart was able to see that was impressive, and they got the penalty out of it, and they scored a touchdown. I mean, that was the name of the game on Thursday Night Football, was do enough to get in the end zone. And they did it 5 times. 5 times. This was how they looked in the preseason. This is how they looked versus Dallas, but versus Dallas, it was because of the moon ball, right? The moon ball. This is because just a surplus of help with everybody. People making huge blocks. Theo Johnson making huge blocks for Skattebo or Jackson Dart or Wan'Dale Robinson, whatever it is. There was just a ton of effort from everybody. Again, on both ends. Brian Burns, another 2 sacks that got to the quarterback. Jalen Hurts was amazing. And then on top of that, you saw Jalen Hurts throw his first interception of the game. Cordell Flott read it. I mean, he almost went all the way. I think he was like 15, 20 yards short, but Saquon Barkley caught up to him. But it was an amazing, amazing game all around for the Giants. And you just look, let's go through the game a little bit. Let's go through it. As you go, let's see. Again. And he just missed, I think they changed his run to a 21-yard run or something like that. So he missed the goal line or the red zone touchdown, but whatever. It doesn't make a difference. Dart got that first rushing touchdown to begin the game. Then he had that huge pass to Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale Robinson, by the way, making some crazy catches, he got laid out a couple times too, but was able to get back up with no problem. Looked like a superhero the way he got hit. Flipped over, got hit in the quad, flipped over a couple times, but he was unbelievable. I mean, just overall, it was a great game for the Giants. And here's the thing, right? Not only did you see a complete game, but the Eagles came back, right? Like last week when the Giants played the Saints, the Eagles came back. Last week, the Saints came back maybe because of fumbles and some turnovers. This week, the Eagles just are a good team. I mean, they have offensive weapons. They have A.J. Brown. They have Devontae Smith. Saquon Barkley. They're able to find their offensive guys down the field, and he was able to do that. Jalen Hurts a few times. Had that pitch to Goddard that was just annoying. Everyone read it perfectly, but they were able to get into the end zone. 13-10 at that point in time, and then again the Eagles take the lead, and it's like, uh-oh, here we go again. The Saints did this the other day. Are we going to allow this again to happen? Hurts, the tush push is stupid. And let's just take a break here for a second and talk about the tush push, because the amount of penalties that the Eagles are causing on the tush push itself is outrageous, right? So everybody, you see the slow motion, before the center snaps the ball, the tackle or guard is already offside, right? Already moving, so that's like is already a full start there. But they let the play go, and it's a bunch of BS. You saw Cam Skattebo, they originally called a touchdown, no touchdown, because they had blown the whistle. I thought they had blown the whistle dead before he crossed the pylon. And it's like, why don't you let Cam finish the play the same way that you allow Hurts to finish the play in the tush push? Basically everyone's pushing him across the line. Why don't you let Cam Skattebo do it too? So this whole annoying tush push thing has got to end. It is highly nonsensical how they do it, how it's not called for offside, and how they kind of get away with murder. And they had to do it 4 times to get in the end zone. That's how pathetic the Eagles are at this moment. That's how they get into the end zone, is tush pushes. Listen, how about this? Cam Skattebo, greater than the tush push. 3 touchdowns today by Cam. By Cam. How many did the Eagles have? 2. Okay? Let's be honest. But at that point in time, it's 17-13, and it's like, all right, are we going to be able to see the Giants come back? And they did. And they got back in, with only a few minutes left to go in the second quarter, towards the end of the first half. And again, Skattebo goes up the middle, gets in the end zone. And I think that was the one that he had to make a second effort to. And then what's even more impressive, it's the second, there's still time on the clock, second quarter, no more timeouts left for the Eagles. They're hustling down the field, and the Giants defense needs to stop them from getting a field goal. Don't allow them to get any more points. and they're able to prevent them from getting a first down. It's fourth down. There's no more time on the clock. So they go spike the ball. They thought they had a first down. They didn't get that, and they were already in fourth down. So if they spike the ball, they turn the ball over. So the Giants were able to prevent them from getting in scoring position to kick a field goal and prevent them to continue any plays. They did a great job defensively after those first two touchdowns. The Giants put up a big old, or allowed the Eagles to get a big old donut come the second half. And at the end of the second quarter was basically the start of them saying, we're shutting you down. We're not allowing you to take over this game. Unbelievable. Third quarter comes in, and again, the Giants get the ball. They have the ball. It was a quick, unfortunately, 3 and out. Gillen had to punt the ball. They didn't really get momentum. I think Theo dropped the ball that was in his hands, but whatever. Wasn't perfect. Again, not everyone was perfect today, but there was a moment there that Theo Johnson dropped the ball. It happens, but Eagles return the favor. They go 3 and out, give the ball back. Then Dart finds Humphrey for a nice 6-yard gain, and they keep on moving the ball. And then, they get back into the end zone. And Skattebo again finds his way into the end zone. And there was a couple plays here. First of all, you look at the Jackson Dart concussion protocol play where he's rushing up the middle. And this is the problem with Dart that we love, but we get scared about. He is a runner who's going to find his way. He's going to find open field. He's going to find ways to extend plays. And if he has to, he's going to take the ball as far as he possibly can go. You see him, at first downs, basically, darting and putting his head into other defenders. He doesn't care. And I love that. But that's something that's going to hurt him in the future if he doesn't start to slide more and protect himself. There's only so many of those hits you could take, and he took a bad hit, and it wasn't even like helmet to helmet or anything. This was just a getting tackled, and his head or neck area or chin area, unfortunately got kneed on his way down, and he had to go into the concussion protocol. He came back out, thank goodness, and we were able to escape that. But again, just overall, really good, really great game by the Giants offense. They just continued to grind it out. Offensively, they were great. And then, by the way, defensively, they were even better. Cordell Flott with the interception almost takes it all the way to the end zone. Would have been fantastic. That was an amazing turnover. Cordell Flott had another big play, too. I'm trying to remember where it was. It was towards the end zone, and I think it was a big hit to prevent the first down or something like that. But great job. And then, obviously, the A.J. Dillon fumble, which Belton was able to punch out and Phillips was able to get it back. So, great job. And then again, like I said, Brian Burns, a bunch of sacks. It was fantastic. Great game by the Giants. You can't say enough positives, right? And you go into the locker room and you see the confidence, and that's the craziest thing. You go into the locker room, you see the way Skattebo and Jackson Dart talk, and it's like, holy crap. They are the game changers to this team. They are the personalities, the strength that they have, the way that they talk, the confidence that they have. And I think it's just completely and utterly it spreads. It's spreading throughout the whole team. You could see it already. You could see that everyone's having more fun. Obviously, winning 2 of the last 3 games is great, but you could see the team's vibe is changing, the aura is changing. They look like they're having more fun. Clearly they're having more fun. They're ripping off each other's shirts. They're dancing in the end zone. They're scoring touchdowns and winning games. Now, listen, at home, Dart is 2-0. On the road, 0-1. They could change that. They could easily be 3-0. And that's what you have to remember. This team has completely changed complexion since Jackson Dart has taken over. And a story. And now you're going to Denver next week. So that's going to be a tough matchup. And then you're going back to Philly, and you're telling me that the Eagles aren't going to try to pay a little revenge. I'm sure they will. But overall, let's just be happy, excited how this Giant team has looked the last 3 games. I mean, they've been competitive. I know last week was disappointing versus New Orleans, but that stuff is going to happen with rookies. And my favorite part was Tino asked Skattebo in the during the media scrum about the red zone, and he's like, how was it? Last week you weren't able to get in the end zone, and you got in 5 times today. How'd that feel, or what did you guys do differently? And he said he kind of like got defensive, but he was like, well, we fixed that. What was the problem? Why didn't we not get in the end zone last week? It wasn't because we couldn't get in. It was because we fumbled. We turned the ball over, and we fixed that. And they did. Let's be serious. They fixed those issues. They fixed the fumbles. They fixed the interceptions. So Giants did a great job. Congratulations to them on a big victory. Again, this Giant team, this version of this Giants team, 2-1. Should be 3-0. Let's be honest here. Let's really quickly go through some other random stuff that happened. Not random stuff, but other things that happened. The Rangers, a big win as they shut out the Sabres, who are a dumpster fire. So I'm not really sure if we should be celebrating that. But the fact is, Igor Shesterkin in 2 games has allowed 1 goal. That, my friends, is important because he signed that huge extension. It's a big deal that Igor gets back to where he was a couple of years ago because last year was crappy. He was crappy. Lafreniere opened the scoring, which thankfully it took 70-plus minutes for the Rangers to put a puck in the back of the net. Happy they did. JT Miller got a goal as well. Goal and assist for Lafreniere and Miller each. So congratulations to the Rangers for now getting their first win of the season. And just like the Rangers didn't get their first game, the Devils lost. They lost to the Hurricanes of 6-3. Markstrom, not the best game. Offense, was there, but defense was not. And that's a key part about the Devils that really needs to improve. We need to see that old school defense. And Markstrom had a really good season last year. Hurricanes are a tough team, but losing 6-3 in an opener is not fantastic. And then we also go to the Islanders game. Well, I only didn't put the score up there, but Penguins 4, Islanders 3. They did score 3 goals. And just like the Rangers and the Devils did on their opener, Islanders also lost. Sorokin, 4 goals allowed. And Matt Schaefer, the youngest defenseman to get a point in his first game. And he was able to get an assist. And I think he was 18 years old in 34 days or something like that, which is crazy. He's a young guy, but good to see that. It's early season. It's openers. It's no big deal. We'll start to see how things go. Penguins are not supposed to be good, but they're already 2-0. So go figure. That's how things are. But listen, it's good that hockey's back. Basketball's around the corner too. We're going to get more into Giannis. We're going to get into more other issues. I hear Deuce McBride might be on the trade block too. So a lot of things going on basketball-wise. The Yankee season is over. The Mets season is over. The Phillies season is over. Oh, and by the way, that's the best part about today. The game, the Giants are up, I think, at this point in time. I think it was 20-17. Maybe it was 27-17. Either way, the Phillies score comes final. The Dodgers 2, Phillies 1. Phillies are out. And the icing on the cake pop, as I said, as the Giants were nice enough to give out cake pops today with their logo on it, was a giant win over the Eagles. So not only do you have the Phillies elimination day, the Giants beat the Eagles. I mean, that's just beautiful. That is just a beautiful thing for us New Yorkers. But listen, we'll do more tomorrow. I'll be hosting tomorrow, or Saturday morning, I should say, from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. I'll be back with BT and Sal 10 a.m. tomorrow, Friday, or tonight, whatever it is, today, whenever you guys are listening to this. And yeah, so I'm at MetLife. I'm going to go home hopefully very soon. And listen, congratulations to the Giants. That was a great freaking dominant win. And we haven't seen that in a long time for New York football. All right, guys, follow me at Hoff WFAN. I will see you guys very soon, like in a few hours from now. Why not? All right. Take care. Peace.